Hey, what up? This is Aaron Sands, and this is King Talk. Let's get smarter. You, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. And yes, we are back. It is your boy, Aaron Sands, and this is King Talk. I know I've been gone for a minute, I know it's been a little bit since we last spoke, but we back at it, episode 3. First of all, first thing I want to get out the way, first things first, how are you? Hopefully you guys been doing well. Also, I want to take the time out to thank everybody who watched the second episode of King Talk with Aaron Stands. We actually hit over 100 views, and honestly, I'm keeping a buck with you. I didn't even think I was going to get 10 views out of any of these episodes this year. You know what I'm saying? So in the fact that, Ken hit me, being my executive producer and everything, he hit me and he told me yo, you got about 100 views, bro. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Stop capping. You lying. You know what I'm saying? I know I got 15 views or whatever at the very least. Just say that. But saw the stats. It was 110 views. A lot of people all over the world, watching the second video. Want to give a special shout out to my babe, Bianca, for jumping in on me, with me on this one. And yeah. It's a blessing, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep the content going, we're gonna keep it rolling. I know I had y'all waiting for so long, but we are back, and I am glad. So, first things first, it's been a year, y'all. COVID-19, man, it's been a year since everything went left and shut down, you know what I'm saying? A little over a year, actually. It was a year about a week ago. And it's kind of fitting a little bit that I'm doing this video outside the comforts of my own home. Just sitting out, nothing crazy. I ain't in the city or anything. Just sitting out, just chilling, Nice days, the first day of spring, It's a blessing, honestly. A lot of people we lost during this whole situation, this whole COVID. A little over 500,000 people we lost in this journey, you know what I'm saying? And it was to no fault of anybody's own, except for the people that was, leading before, who didn't really prep for this shit. But I digress. It was a tough journey, you know what I'm saying? But what we're not going to do here at the King Talk podcast is dwell on what was. We're going to talk about what is, you know what I'm saying? And what it is that things they're getting better, but we still got a long way to go. As the bro would put it, yeah, we still in the pandemic, son. But at the same time, a lot of things are getting so much better. And in comparison to last year, just take, for example, Connecticut, our neighbor to the little northeast or whatever, they just got back indoor dining 100%. I remember just last year, everything was closed up. We couldn't even March Madness wear. Couldn't get March Madness. But our restaurants out in Connecticut is opening up. The city's getting back to some of its normal stuff again a little bit. 50% indoor dining. Still got the outdoor dining. And like I said, it's the first day of spring, so you already know it's going to be nice out. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cuomo on that one. Let's keep the sexual allegations going, because I guess at this rate, 2-3 more people come out, ended up opening the whole state by then. Fucking around, he gonna be like, oh, 2 more people said I was doing this. Oh, okay, open up the bars and restaurants to 4 a.m. again. We lit. Fuck that. Nah. But yeah, also now starting April 1st. You could travel without having to travel and come back to New York State without even having to quarantine. And I feel like that's a big step, yes. And honestly, it's good for me because I'm looking to catch up on a little bit of my travels that I didn't get a chance to take this year. But at the same time, you got to be sure that that's the move. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the move. the state want to take on that? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to raise these cases up too crazy, especially with domestic travel being the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Good news about it, though, there's a vaccine. We out here with a new vaccine, with a few vaccines, actually. Whether you want 1 shot or 2 shot, they got it. The bro Biden talking about, May 1st, anybody who want a shot can get one. Now, look, whether your views on the shot, whether it be, I'm going to take it to protect my family, or nah, I ain't going to take it because of X, Y, and Z reason. You know, what it is, is, I get it, but the shit's available. You know what I'm saying? The fact that it's available is a good thing. Me personally, I'm not really big on it because there's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different side effects that go along with it, especially when it comes down to fertility. And me, I'm getting up there in age. I ain't getting no younger. I want some kids. You know what I'm saying? I can't continue this ride forever. So these are things that I have to think about, not just for me, but for my future as well. So yeah. And of course, I can't mention COVID without these motherfucking stimmies. Shout out to the stimmy crew. That 1,400, that 600, that 1,200 stimmy crew. Out here, cashing it. And it's so convenient, honestly, because when you look at the timing, you know what I'm saying? You got your stimmy coming in, you got your taxes coming in. If you're working, you probably got paid. I ain't gonna hold you. I can talk about this shit on my cast because it's my podcast, god damn it. I was doing my taxes on Sunday, right? I get paid on Wednesdays. Shout out to Chime. You get your card 2 days early. Follow your boy Aaron Sands Premier on AARONSANDSPREMIERE for that Chime info. That way I can put you on the Chime and you get a little bit of money. But I digress. That's a shameless plug. So anyway, I do the taxes on Sunday, right? Feeling pretty good. I know I ain't probably going to hit till like weeks later or whatever, thinking it's going to be something crazy. But I'm patient. I wait. I get paid Wednesday, my bad. Before that, though, niggas get the stimmy. Niggas get hit with that 1,400 stimmy. You know what I'm saying? So my pockets are feeling pretty, pretty simulated. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice little simulation going on. So I'm like, all right, bet. Then I get paid. And I'm like, okay. This is something different now, you know what I'm saying? Got the pay period, you know what I'm saying? Got the pay period dropping and the stimmies dropping. And for me, every other week is a stimmy, so it's all good, you know what I'm saying? So it's what else. But as I'm doing that and as I'm doing research on the little vacations I got lined up over the course of this year, doing what I got to do, next thing you know, out of nowhere, RKO vibes. Fed taxes hit. Bomb. All 3 of them shits hit. I was like, yo, play Drake, what's next? I was like, yo, play Drake, what's next? Yo, like, let's see what happens next. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, we lit. I'm like, fuck it, I'm booking a trip today. And I did. Not going to reveal the location or all that stuff yet. Maybe I'll say that for the season finale, we'll see what's up. But to have all of those things hit at the same time is a beautiful fucking feeling. Crazy thing about it is, if I'm feeling nice about that, I'm thinking like, hey, well, shit, if I'm good about that, what about the shorties who got these kids, bro? Because where I'm at is like, if you get 1,400 for a kid and yourself, you out here with 2 or 3 of them things, you know what I'm saying? 2 or 3 of the kids or whatever, you easily clearing like, almost $4,000 easily. On top of the fact that you getting all the extra tax credits and everything like that, you got a couple kids or whatever, you could easily clear 10 racks. Easily clear 10 racks and be straight. And honestly, for the kids at the very least, I think that's one of the best things that's coming out of this whole COVID situation. Like, if you live long enough to not get COVID, do what you got to do and you put your mask on. get a little bit of bread. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether or not you want to take the shot, not take the shot, take a half a shot to figure out how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's on you. You know, that's a personal choice. It's like voting. I ain't gonna press you to do it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to feel, you want to do, that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And, but these semis though, I feel like right now, everybody's eating, especially now it being spring, people trying to get out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally doing the pod outside today, outside the crib, and it is fucking beautiful out here. You feel me? So it's a good look. So overall thoughts on this whole COVID shit, I'm like this. At this point, right? If you're in New York, I don't know. I know other states are a little open now. Like Texas is open, Florida is open, Georgia's open. See, I already got clubs jumping out in Dallas, Miami, and in Atlanta easily. So I ain't talking to y'all right now. I'm talking about those who still, you know, on lockdown, but trying to get, you know, is getting back to some sort of, you know, normalcy. You know what I'm saying? At this point, it's like, all right, you can either A, stay in the house, be safe, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, just not enjoy the warm weather that is being blessed upon us today. Or you could go outside, live life, see friends, see family if you can. You know what I'm saying? Get some fresh air, you know, do some jogging, you know, have sex that's not on video chat, but actually, you know, seeing somebody. You know what I'm saying? Babies are still being born. Kids are still being conceived, even though you guys stay 6 feet apart. So, I mean, come on now. But whatever you do, whatever it is that you feel like doing, like I said before, I ain't shaming nobody for this. And as the title said before, here's my apologies in advance. Whatever you do, make sure you keep yourself safe. As I always tell you at the end of every pod, keep safe, wear a mask, love your family, do all those things, and you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, my ass outside. It's summer 2021. I had a whole summer solar from last year. I'm getting it back this year. So that's where we at with it. So there's that. So yeah. On a lighter news though. Yo, y'all been watching this Sweetie Quavo shit? And I don't mean to laugh, bro, because I'm all for black love, and I'm like, all right, shit goes left. But here's the thing about entertainment relationships, you know? It's like you see certain things, and it's like, all right, how do you see how relationships play out in the entertainment world? And it's like, all right, sometimes, yeah, they're supposed to work and be straight. But at the same time, you know, if it fucks up spectacularly publicly, what do you expect? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you expect behind that? So apparently these guys been dating for like 2 years or whatever. They've been rocking out. They've been kind of like Atlanta's, you know, hot new couple or whatever like that for the most part. And then we get word that they broke up. Sources from Sweetie's side was like, oh, how, you know, she could have gave him more attention, things like that, more time, more gifts. And upon further research, they said that Quavo gave Sweetie in excess over $2 million in gifts, in cars, trips, flowers, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So at first, I'm like, all right, you know, you talking about you want more gifts, more this, more that. Bro, he blessed you with $2 million. He blessed you with your own Bentley, bro. I don't even know if y'all know those Bentleys, they go around the range of like 150, 200, you know, at base level. Maybe a little less, but right around that range, especially if you want to get all the trinkets and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, listen, me personally, I'm an average dude. I ain't seen no average shorties getting blessed with no Bentleys. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. Let's put a pin in the Bentley situation for a minute. So, at first, I had a whole nother take going into this before I started this podcast. Like, before I started today's episode, I had a whole nother take behind that shit. Then it came out to find out that the nigga was cheating. And I'm like, well, damn. Because I'm like, listen, I'm over here looking at the situation. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, she wrong for wanting more gifts and everything like that, you know, because she already getting blessed with 2 million gifts. What do you want for? But then at the same time, you out here cheating, and now you just giving ammo to people that, you know, giving ammo to the situation. And it's like, well, shit, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? Some women, you know, you could do the whole gift thing and then cheat, and then they'll stay because, oh, I'm getting blessed with gifts or whatever, so, you know, I'm just gonna ride this wave until the shoe fall off. So it's like, some people will deal with that and others won't, you know. I had a conversation about this earlier today. It was like, we were talking about love languages, and some people have like that situation where their love language is gifts and, you know, money and getting showered with that type of stuff, and that's okay, you know. But there's like 6 other love languages, and you got to find the one that matches your mate. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not finding that out, especially if you've been rocking for 2 years, you know, how are you gonna know? How are you gonna have a successful relationship if you don't even know how to actually love your partner? You know what I'm saying? So that's where I was at with that. So I understood that. But the funny shit that got me was that he ended up getting the Bentley repo. It was like, fuck that shit. That shit was leased anyway, and it's in my name. That's not checking, bitch. So that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? So he ended up sitting there and getting the Bentley repo, because apparently they had a deal with the dealership who sold the Bentley to that, where for a fee he could hand back the lease to the dealership, and they could go pick it up at any time, you know. And he ended up deciding to pay the fee, because sometimes, you know, you got to pay to play. As I said in the last episode, you got to pay to play if you want to sit there and get into this relationship game. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he paid the fee, but then he get the car back. Shit was in his name. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell people, you want to sit there and accept gifts and be all happy about Bentleys and Audis and shit, but you better make sure that shit is in your name. You know what I'm saying? Because the minute shit go left and sideways and stuck, that your Bentley ain't your Bentley no more. So keep that shit in mind in your travels, yo. There's probably gonna be some more shit that comes up about it, because he's saying the cheating ain't true, and she's saying she got cheated on. But then next thing you know, I come across a YouTube video where she's talking about finessing niggas. So, you know, it's just a big ball of mess, and that's why I look at entertainment relationships like with a grain of salt, because it's like, all right, yeah, y'all together, or y'all together, or y'all just together for the likes. You know what I'm saying? And that's when it comes down to, you know, and that's when you see certain things, you know, go left. And in this case, it's not even a shock. I'm just laughing about that whole Bentley shit, because you at home, you know, thinking like you got the Bentley parked outside and shit, you know, thinking you gonna turn up tonight. Wake up next morning, bitch ain't there no more. They take it early in the morning. They're not, you know, raise no flags and everything. They're like the Warren Squad with shit. You know what I'm saying? Come to the crib, 5:30 in the morning, everybody sleep, but they not. Next thing you know, your whip gone, and that's it. So, yeah, it's craziest shit ever. But, well, glad it ain't me though. So, it is what it is. All right, we're gonna do a little break real quick. We're gonna come back to it. When I come back, we talking about cancel culture. Y'all seen the pick. Y'all already seen how I was gonna give it up. You already know where I'm gonna go with this, and why I feel like at certain times cancel culture could be a gift and a curse for the community. So we're gonna get into that. Also, we're gonna get into Kanye, man. Leaving Kim and becoming a billionaire in the same 2 weeks. It's not a bad trade. So we're gonna come back with it. Check out this next song, and I'll see you on the other side. Yes, and we are back with it. King's Talk with Aaron Sands. We back with it with the second half. And right now, as promised, we gonna get into this cancel culture shit real quick. You know what I'm saying? I want to touch on that for a little while. So a lot been going on, at least between the time we last spoke and everything, between the last episode and now, where a lot of different situations, a lot of different, icons in terms of their own respective situations are being canceled, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or are being modified to fit, certain narratives. And I really wanted to get on that and touch on that real quick, all right? So when we talking about cancel culture and everything, right? We got to look at it like this. Like, what's your definition of cancel culture, where we have groups of people, seeing a situation or seeing, actions from a person that are deemed pretty, unworthy of being, like a little less more, how I put this, where it will lack morals, as I would say, where it will lack ethics and it will lack morals. Some of the cases and example of this would be the Harvey Weinsteins of the world, your Bill Cosby's, your R. Kelly's, things like that. I felt like when people was talking about, let's cancel these guys, I felt like that was on merit because, these guys did some pretty despicable shit. You know what I'm saying? Between, touching and raping women, things like that, touching and raping kids. I feel like when you start doing things like that, you crossing the line. And yeah, you gotta sit your ass down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And if your career got to end behind it, so be it. I know some people, they come tell me, you're wrong. Bill Cosby ain't probably do that shit. He probably ain't do that shit. And I simply tell him, like, listen, yeah, Cliff Huxtable probably ain't do that shit. You 100% right. Cliff Huxtable probably ain't do that shit. But Bill Cosby, yeah, that motherfucker did some shit. Even if it wasn't all of it, he probably did some of it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like for that, yeah, that would deserve like a little lash from the cancel culture community. You know what I'm saying? Here's where it gets out of hand. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking about cartoon characters and fictional characters and things of that nature, certain songs, this is where I have to look at people and I'm like, all right, guys, let's really look at this. You know what I'm saying? So for those that don't know, over the course of the week between Pepe Le Pew, Mr. Potato Head or Potato Head, Dr. Seuss, and people are even revisiting WAP as a whole situation, you know what I'm saying, of something that could possibly be canceled. My issue with that is this. I felt like people took cancel culture and then weaponized it to sit there and use it against things that they feel isn't setting the narrative for their community and things like that, So I like, even with on Facebook, you'll see people talking about, they took off Pepe Le Pew, but then they ain't taking off WAP. WAP is okay, right? You gotta understand, a lot of the things that have been going on in society's been pushing this shit for years. As a matter of fact, for decades. And if you don't believe me, let's do a little history lesson. Let's do a little history lesson with Uncle Sands real quick. You know what I'm saying? I kind of take this thing back all the way to February 8th, 1987. It's a show, TV, called Valerie. It was on NBC, I believe. And on a particular episode, I would say season 2, episode 14, it's called Bad Timing. And this is where they actually mentioned for the first time on primetime television the word condom. No body parts, no sling, just straight up condom. Primetime TV, 87, right? I got the description of the episode in front of me right now. We could talk about it, we could chop it up. It says, quote, according to IMDb, because, try to give props here. Quote, when the girl who gave David his first kiss 10 years earlier arrives with her family to stay with the Hogans for a college visit, sparks between them resume. and David considers consummating the relationship. Now, first of all, shout out to condoms and shout out for them pulling this at 87, because right around this time, you had another pandemic around this time. We think we going crazy with coronavirus right now. Another pandemic was taken back around this time. It was AIDS. People were dropping like fucking flies. And they blamed it on gay people. You know what I'm saying? Something had to be done, you know. A lot of it was going on in the culture. This particular show was like, you know, we're going to bring awareness. So guess what? We dropping the C-bomb tonight. And they did. And they'll tell you at the tippy top of the show, they'll tell you, listen, we're going to discuss some suggested themes tonight. It's going to get a little spicy in here. You know, you might want to, if you got your kids with you, you might even want to watch with your kids, or B, sit your kids in the back real quick, because it's about to get real. All right? Why do I bring this up? Because it holds down to the same point that I've been making. Been making prior to this, and I'm going to be making after this. This shit been going on in society for years, for decades. As we got older, you talk about 1987. 1987, a lot of us was either around or about to be around. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't like this been happening. Even though it's been happening, it's been happening for most of our lives, for the most part. All of our lives or most of our lives. So I bring this up to say this, right? As time went on, you know what I'm saying? Shit got a little more raunchy. Video games started getting a little more raunchy. Shows started to get a little more raunchy. Music started to get a little more raunchy. I just played a fucking throwback on this podcast. Lil' Kim, who was actually doing this whole WAP shit before WAP was even a fucking thing. No Times for Fake Ones. You see how raw that shit was. That was in 96, I believe. 96, 97. Give or take a year. You know what I'm saying? I didn't put that song there. You know what I'm saying? There's a point there. You know what I'm saying? We've been dealing with this shit for a minute. And society's been putting shit out like this for a long time. But I also remember a time when that song came out, I had to be no more about like 8, 9. My parents already gave it up to me, told me like, yo, listen, you ain't hearing this shit around us. So I know you gonna hear it out, but don't be trying to bring that shit into this house. You know what I'm saying? They was really strict about shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot. So there were certain shows we couldn't catch. There was certain music we couldn't really listen to. You know what I'm saying? We had to be in bed by a certain time. You know, it was a little different. So the access wasn't as there as it was now. Not only because technology wasn't really as popping as it is now, but we also had, you know, parents, you know, and people in our community being like, you know, trying to, you know, protect us and all that. You know, we're rightfully so. We kids. We didn't know any better back then. Can you honestly say we knew better back then? Ron, why are you bringing this up now? Because at the end of the day, yeah, society is going to put shit out there, you know what I'm saying, for mass consumption. Whether it be kids, adults, old people, geriatric folk, whatever. This shit is getting pushed out there regardless. There's not much we can do about, well, let's not say that. Because we actually are doing something about that. These things are getting pulled off the shelves. But at the same time, I feel like we also got to play a role about this shit at home too. You know what I'm saying? We are the generation that grew up on this shit. So we should be already knowing what's up. So the fact that we have this quote unquote outrage about everything that's being put out, I feel like it's kind of crazy, especially considering that we were the generation growing up on South Park, fucking Family Guy, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, if you really want to get into it, SpongeBob, bro. That shit weird as fuck. And there's a lot of adult overtones on that. But I bet you got your kids watching, and that's part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody's going to be pushing all these networks and everything like that. They pushing this stuff out in front of our kids' faces and everything like that. In front of, you know, our younger siblings' faces and everything like that. But we gotta be the part. We gotta be the standard bearers that be like, you know what? Nah, yeah. Even though it's out there, I'm gonna sit there and have a hand in what my youth, consumes. You know what I'm saying? Because you could complain about all of that, everything that's being out there, but what are you doing at your home that you could actually sit there and change? We got to be the change that we want to see. You can't just sit there and cancel everything because, you're not liking how it looks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, granted, it looks crazy, but you also got to understand, too, it's up to y'all to sit there and decide, all right, we got to, set the boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Shit is crazy. Trying to cancel Pepe Le Pew because he was fondling up on not even a skunk. It was a cat. Let's be clear. It had the same color patterns as a skunk, but let's be clear, that was a cat. He probably saw it as a skunk, but it was a cat. Matter of fact, the name of the character that he was chasing that was called Penelope Pussycat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you looking at that, and it's shit. It doesn't make it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense at all. Because if you're going to talk about that, if you're going to try to change Mr. Potato Head, then guess what? You got to cancel shit like Helga Pataki too. You know what I'm saying? Because she was talking the shit out of art. And that's another thing I would say about cancel culture too, because I feel like a lot of it is really one-sided. It's always coming at dudes. Now granted, there are some dudes that deserve to be locked up and deserve their career to be ended. I will say that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like the added targets for that shit is mostly dudes. I never seen any women being targeted for outlandish behavior for that. And it happens, but it never gets targeted. If you're gonna be on the cancel culture tip, and I get it, it gotta go both ways. You know what I'm saying? If there's some things that ladies are doing out there, you gotta shout that out too. Because at the end of the day, we're trying to do this together. We're trying to go for equality too. Yeah, we can be equal, but then you also gotta take the good with the bad as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, in short, when it comes down to cancel culture, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is going to be put out in front of us regardless. We're not in control of what get put out. You know what I'm saying? You could try to cancel certain things. There's always new things coming back up. We have to be responsible in what the youth around us consumes. You know what I'm saying? And that's a really big thing because there was a lot of shit around us in the 90s, and it wasn't much of let's take that off because what about the kids and all that? No. We just didn't put it on in the house. It wasn't on like that. You know what I'm saying? They waited to go to bed. Our parents waited for us to go to bed, put us to bed, make sure we were straight, and then went upstairs with their friends to play Richard Pryor records. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to sound like the old guy, but sometimes we might have to go back to the past to help create a new future. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all bad. There was some right things that they did for us because that's where we are today. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like at the end of the day, it starts and ends with us. We got to be the catalyst. So that's my culture rant. Got another topic. Gonna get us up out of here with this next one. Kanye West, man. One of my favorite producers. One of my favorite rappers. Minus the whole Trump shit, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Minus the whole Trump shit. But as being that we haven't really spoke too much before that, there's a lot that went on with him as well. Him and Kim K getting that divorce. That shit getting wrapped up. And on top of that, he became one of the richest African American in American history. A lot of it coming from his shoe deal, a little bit coming from his music catalog, but mainly from his Yeezy deal. Also with the Gap deal that he has, that pushes him up to the balance of $6.6 billion It's a lot of fucking money. So you mean to tell me in the same week you get rid of Kim K and become the richest black man in history? Listen, that's a good trade. And on top of that, he already got the prenup in order. So everybody leaving what they came with. So say what you want about him with the Trump shit. He does hold good, with that prenup. You know what I'm saying? We're holding down the prenup and make sure his funds are straight. So if you ain't no Trump, how do we want prenup? I damn sure might. You know what I'm saying? I just might get shit my damn self. God damn. 6.6 billion. Could you imagine that shit? Wild as hell. All right. That's going to do it. That's going to do it for us today. You already know what it is. Aaron Sands. This is King Talk. You can follow me at Aaron Sands Premier, AARONSANDS, PREMIERE. Follow me for any updates regarding King Talk podcast. I know I haven't been on an online tip really as of late, but we're getting back to it. It's springtime. It's nice out. Might take some flicks. But while you're checking out my flicks, check out this pod. We got more episodes coming soon. Also, quick programming note. Being the fact that episode 2 did so good, and hopefully episode 3 does as well, we're moving the show from Tuesdays to Fridays. So starting Fridays at midnight, not this episode, you'll catch us on Tuesday, but episode 4 and going forward will drop on Fridays. Every other Friday, starting April 2nd. That's when the next episode, King Talk podcast, comes on. We're going to get lit. We got new topics, all that good stuff. Might have some guests. We'll see. So check us out April 2nd, Spotify, Anchor, and on any other podcast listening device you might mess with. I'm in the mood to talk about a little something else, though. I ain't going to hold you. I mean, it's more Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, situated. So if you're not into the whole Smash Brothers situation, Smash Brothers Ultimate community, I could understand. I could fast forward to this and I'll see y'all in a second. You already know what it is. But if you are, you can stick around for a couple minutes. I had a funny ass story I wanted to sit there and talk about real quick. It just hit my mind and I was like, you know what, let's fuck with it. Let's just put this on a podcast real quick. I'm playing as Ness, right? I'm doing last man standing, I'm online with it or whatever, not too crazy. And I'm kind of nice with Ness, but it's a little, a little shaky, a little dicey. I'm playing against Parley Winter, user. I'm like, all right, cool, we vibing or whatever, I'm getting it in. I see the Gallagher item, so I'm like, yo, let me grab this shit real quick in this game real quick. I got shit to do. So I thought I did though, like badass. I thought I did, and then I didn't realize we was on the amendment level. We was on the arms level, and as she was going up, it gets stuck because there's a ceiling there. And I'm over here. I'm like, yo, can you just go over? I'm gonna wrap this up real quick, bro. Like, come on, son, just wrap this up. And for some reason, she would just not come down. I'm like, all right, maybe I could draw like a barrel up there and see what's up. Nothing, bro. She was weird as hell. She finally comes down like 2 minutes later. I'm like, all right, maybe they couldn't figure out this shit was gonna work. And then, go ahead. Now, granted, I got the win because I'm nice. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But that shit was weird as fuck. I'm like, anybody ever encountered that? We could chop it up on my Instagram handle, Aaron Sands Premier. Shit was weird as hell. If you got any weird Super Smash Bros. Stories, we could talk about it there as well. I'm an avid player, kind of nice, but you'll find out when you play me. You already know the vibes. If you stuck around this long to hear that little quick story, I appreciate you. I thank you. Thank you for your time. You have a safe night. You guys make good choices. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And please, guys, stay safe. Even though it's warm, wear a mask. All right? It's Aaron Sands. I'm about here. I see y'all in a second. Deuces.